Hey loves, this is me again, and welcome back to my tiny safe space, I guess. This is gonna be a reading on the beauty in you that you don't see but other people do. So yeah, we're gonna be using the spiritual tarot as the cards you get to pick from, and then the rest of the cards are pre-picked and pre-shuffled. So yeah, let's see the beauty in you that you don't see but others do. Well, two cards already came. No, I'm gonna do it again. One, okay, two, Jesus have mercy. Two, and then three. Cool stuff. Pile 1 is gonna be Judgment. Pile 2 is the World. And then pile 3 is the Empress. So again, the beauty in you that you don't see but other people do. Tiny disclaimer, this I could pick up on things that you literally don't see about yourself that other people do see. So it could be qualities from within, your physical beauty, whatever ends up being, basically. Please listen with an open mind, and if it doesn't apply, maybe it's for another person, but also it likely will apply. So if it's a very positive quality that you did see in yourself, well, I hope this sheds light on it, basically. But in either case, the beauty in you that you don't see but others do, and please pick your pile. So 1, 2 and 3. Yeah, that is it. I'm gonna start with pile 1, which is Judgment. So here we go. Cool, Judgment. Well, for one, your beauty is calling to people. You're a bit like a siren on a very physical level. I feel like sometimes maybe you judge yourself too much, but other people don't, or at least you judge yourself, whereas they admire you. And it makes no sense, so make it make sense, basically. People don't see what you see, basically. So I feel like when you see the negatives about yourself, people just like, what, where? This person can't do that kind of wrong that you think that you may be able to do, basically. I really do feel like this pile is exceptionally well preserved is really weird way to put it, but like you present yourself in a really beautiful way, basically, and people admire that about you. But also in terms of the way you judge yourself, I really do think that people don't see what you see at all. But let's see what the rest of the cards have to say. Okay, first cards are from the Valentina Tarot, and we have the Ace of Wands and the 10 of Swords. Okay, a lot of overthinking here. The beauty you don't see is that you actually get things done and fast with passion, but you may feel like you're burdened, like the world is gonna end, like things are just not going the way they're supposed to be sometimes, which is fair. That's inside your head. Obviously, you know, valid, all of that stuff. But what people see on the outside is the way you make things happen, even when you feel like this, even when you feel like you're when you're tied up, basically, when things just they're going everywhere. People around you still see the beauty that you carry yourself with. You have passion within you that is just, it's obvious to other people, basically. And I think for some of you it's obvious to you too, but you tend to overthink it, maybe with the 10 of Swords and the Judgment card there. So, beauty in you that you don't see. Okay, some of you may feel sexually repressed here with the 10 of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Maybe you feel like you want to express yourself sexually, but for whatever reason you feel like your hands are tied behind your back, like you can't please yourself, like there's something stopping you from expressing something, basically, in a very what do you call it, passionate, wild, sexual way, but you just can't do it for whatever reason. There's something stopping you. Maybe it's stuff from the past, maybe it's your relationship with your mother for some people, or your father, I guess, but in the sense that whatever they've said in the past, in when you were a child or something like that, or maybe their views on sexual activities were really strict and stringent, and also, what do you even call it, very past tense energy here, but it just they don't align with who you are right now, basically, but you're still carrying baggage from back then that's preventing you from expressing yourself wholly, fully, the way you want to be. And for some of you this isn't even about sex at all, it's just about the energy you carry, the passion you carry. There's something really secretive and hidden and dark about it that it doesn't come off, well, sometimes it may come off too strong, actually, with the Ten of Swords as well. It may feel like it stings people from behind, kind of thing. But I am getting that you are under lock and key because you put yourself under lock and key, and what people want to see is you express yourself fully and wholly, so that you are able to express yourself, basically. But again, I feel like you give yourself a bit too much shit for expressing yourself in a way that is, quite frankly, very natural to you. But for whatever reason, you've disassociated from this feeling, from this state of mind, because maybe you feel like it's not, what is it, it's not proper, or you shouldn't feel that way, or something like that. But the beauty people see in you is like, it's immense, and you just have to let yourself feel it. Again, I'm getting the fact that people admire you, but you judge yourself. So if that were to be related to the sexual aspect, maybe people admire the way you present yourself, also sexually, but more so in terms of, well, physical beauty, you know, yes, but also I don't know, I'm getting that there's some kind of ethereal vibe here. Maybe it's the colors in this 10 of wands here. Sorry, not wands, swords. But there's something Neptunian about you. It's quite ethereal. It's in your face, kind of beautiful, but also outwardly in that otherworldly kind of weird, strange beauty. But you don't, you seem to just think too much in your head, criticize. For some people, strategize. I don't really know what that means, because I mean, I do, but I mean in this concept context. But yeah, there's something you're hiding, and I feel like it's because you feel like you have to hide it, and maybe it's because you also haven't grown the grown into yourself fully. I was gonna say grown a boner, but I don't, what the anyways. Yeah, there's something here about wanting to experience passion on a very deep level, but you stopping yourself because of past things that have happened, basically. And I do feel like maybe people catch on to it. I don't feel like they see it wholly, but they do catch on that maybe you're a tad bit repressed, but you don't need to be that. Well, I mean, it's easy for me to say as a non-looker, although sometimes I do feel that way anyway. But because also people do project, sorry, whatever they want to on other people because of their own mental stuff anyway. But what I'm getting from this is that there's something here that you need to express. You want to express it, you're stopping yourself from expressing it, but other people are seeing that too, and instead of judging you, they are actually admiring you, and they and oh my days, and they want to see more of you and more of what you have to give. And if anything, they're literally there with like open arms, and they want to express and impress, but also just be present and what is it, allow you to express yourself wholly, so that they can witness it. So they want to witness you express yourself wholly, basically. They don't need you, and they don't want you to be in this energy where you're constantly stopping yourself from your desires and from presenting yourself in the way you want to, basically. Oh my god, this went a bit deep. Okay, next cards we have are from the Serpieri Tarot, and we have the Judgment card again. Spicy, and the High Priestess. I am getting the vibe of secrecy here, like you're the keeper of some kind of knowledge here. So some of you may have Scorpio placements here. Judgment is, I forgot what Judgment is. I can't even remember. Oopsie. What is 10? It could be either Aries or Scorpio energy, but I could be completely wrong. And then the High Priestess is Pisces energy, so water vibes again, but okay, the beauty in you that you don't see but others do. Again, I do feel like ethereal pyro again, very sexy, very sensual, very gorgeous and glorious, but there's something that you keep hiding with the High Priestess here, and you're not expressing it fully or to your full potential, partly because of outdated belief systems, which may have actually been slightly dysfunctional back then, but they're even worse now, so they're not really helping you. Although, on that note, maybe hiding was helping you, because, you know, drawing less attention to yourself and keeping to yourself and being small and things like that attracts, well, it doesn't attract as many people. But I do have to say that you will always attract people to you. It doesn't matter if they're good or bad. You have the discernment, you have the power to choose whether or not to stay with people, basically. So in that sense, you will always be attracting people. And if you're trying to make yourself small to fit in, or not to showcase yourself, or not to I don't even know, grow and bloom into your full potential and into your full beauty, what's the point? Are you actually living? Like, why are you hiding, basically? I do understand if it's a safety mechanism, and if you feel like people will hurt you, and you won't be able to, express yourself fully or things like that, blah 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 blah. But there comes a point where you have to realize that you have to express yourself fully, because you are here to live as yourself and not as someone else, and not to please someone else either. I feel like you are coming out of that kind of mentality, though. I feel like you're growing out of repression. I really do think this is repressed energy, to be honest, like dysfunctional energy that's from the past and doesn't actually belong to you, but it was like put onto you like a wetsuit kind of thing, and it's kind of time to come out of it. Unstick yourself from it, basically. And I do feel like you're doing it. I feel like you've been growing more confidence here. For some of you with the High Priestess, because of the imagery in the card, I am getting that you're gaining more confidence online, so maybe that's actually easier to to showcase yourself there, because obviously it's easier to be who you want to be online and things like that, behind the screen and blah blah blah. But to be fair, one step after another. Like, if that's how it works, and that's how it works, you're gonna have to use everything to your advantage here. And I don't mean to a disadvantage to other people, but if that's helping you, then it's helping. And if it's not hurting anyone, well, besides you, I guess, then you need to, help yourself, kind of thing. So yeah, I genuinely do get the vibe that you're slightly secretive here, and people want to know more about you, but for whatever reason you're hiding it. You're protecting it is fine, yes, but there is a case of overprotection where you're literally like a rough gem in the, what is it, the darkness, in the rough kind of thing, a diamond in the rough. But what is the point of a diamond in the rough if it can't be seen, if it can't be, valued? I mean, you'll still have value, but if no one sees it, if it's a literally a hidden diamond, well, I mean, it will always be found. That's why there are diamonds in the first place. Quite frankly, we're gonna find them. That sounded so evil. But sorry, you will always have value, no matter whether or not people see you or not, like the whole diamond analogy thing. But you will always have the value. But again, I do feel like as humans being here present on this earth, which is gorgeous, by the way, or can be, rather, because we are the ones ruining it. But anyways, if you were a diamond and you were hidden, well, you will always be found, because there's no other way. And if it's not now, then it's gonna be in 3 fucking trillion years. It doesn't really matter. But obviously not in human. Oh my god, anyways, I'm going off topic here, but the point I'm trying to make is that you will always be seen no matter what. So you might as well present someone who you actually want to be, rather than someone who is repressed and someone who doesn't want to be seen. Or, well, actually, if you don't want to be seen, that's cool, but I am getting the vibe that you do. And this is some kind of past mentality that you've embodied and you've carried over, because you want to protect yourself from potentially people in your past, to be honest, or people who are still in your present that you kind of just want to shed, but you haven't yet. And again, if it's not people, then it's beliefs. But I do feel like your beauty stands out no matter what, and you will always attract people towards you. But again, you have the power to discern here. So if you wanted to attract people of better caliber, or even higher beauty standards, I guess, I don't really know how to word this, to be honest, both physically and what's the other one, internally, emotionally, you're gonna have to what's the word, show out, basically. Not put out, just show out, in the sense that you protect yourself, but you also see yourself clearly, and you actually instead of abandoning yourself, you actually trust yourself and know that things will work out, and the right people will always find you, basically. I mean, you know who the right people are, and if you don't know, you will find out, because we what is it, we live and we learn. That's it, really. But the beauty here that you don't see is that other people do see you all the time, quite frankly. And you can't run away from it. With the High Priestess, you really with 2 judgment cards, you cannot run away. You will always be chased by beauty. Or your beauty will always be the talk of the town as well, to be honest. And for those of you that are in the mentality that when you age you stop being beautiful or things like that, well, newsflash coming with the judgment card here, you don't. Beauty continues. It doesn't die just because you age. It doesn't, it changes, but it doesn't disappear. All of those I feel like I've said this before in a random reading that I don't even remember, but you age like a fine wine. You always do. You never lose beauty. It just changes based on age. People that try to sell you all of those creams and things like that to, what is it, to stop wrinkles or blah blah blah, I mean, it's coming from a young person anyway, but like, again, beauty changes, and as long as you accept that, then I feel like you will be fine. And I feel like there is a acceptance on your part here anyway, to be honest. It's just there's some kind of repression that it's not that it needs to go away, because I feel like maybe that's me who's projecting this, it needs to go away. It's more that you need to let yourself live without standards you have in your inside your head, which are actually below what they should be, in the sense that you're actually making it worse for yourself rather than helping yourself. I don't even know if that makes sense. Like, your standards might be too high in the sense that you're over criticizing yourself, but those standards that you have for yourself are also really low in the sense that you are so much more than those standards. I hope that makes sense. And I feel like people see that about you. I think people see that you give yourself a hard time about your beauty, both physically, not necessarily emotionally, actually, never mind, mostly physically. I think you give yourself a hard time with your beauty because maybe you had a glow up recently, to be honest, and maybe you were called an ugly duckling before or something like that, or you just didn't realize you were beautiful for whatever reason, like stupid parents saying stupid stuff, and then it being what is the word, radiating outwardly from family member to other family member to friends to things like that. Shit friendships that didn't even work out in the first place. Just the wrong people telling you the wrong kinds of things, or you even going into a show because other people were like coming on too strongly with their advances and things like that. Yeah, whatever the case is here, the shell that you created around yourself or fit into is cracking anyway. With the two judgment cards, I really do feel like the shell is cracking anyway, and you're coming out of that shell. And I feel like you will be accepting the physical beauty you do have already in yourself. And to be honest, you already are. It's just a slow process, but nonetheless, it's working in your favor either way. So maybe it was meant to be like that anyway. But whatever the case is, I feel like the people around you, they do see your beauty. Like people outside, people that don't know you, your beauty is obvious to everyone, physically speaking anyway. Like, on first glance, you are absolutely everything. Absolutely gorgeous, from head to toe. I don't even care. So you need to know that, and you need to see that in yourself. Because it just makes no other sense, basically. But next cards we have are from the Tarot Baobi, and we have 3 here. Well, last cards, I guess. 3 here, but let's see. Interesting. Death. Okay. An old mentality, dysfunctional mentality again. Rearing its head again so that it can be chopped off. Look at all those heads on the bottom. I love this death card here. He looks like he's ready. He's Santa, but he's like chopping heads and other body parts and stuff like that. Some of you may have gone under the knife, or you've wanted to do plastic surgery. Please only consider plastic surgery if you actually want a change, but it's not because you feel you're ugly. Like, I don't even know. I feel like plastic surgery can be used to accentuate changes. To accentuate beauty itself, but not because you feel, what's the word, because you feel forced to do it because you're living in a society that wants one thing and you have another thing. That kind of thing, basically. Next card is the 8 of Swords, and then we have the Knight of Wands. Interesting. Okay, beauty that you don't see but other people do. I think a lot of people find you really attractive. The Knight of Wands is someone who loves fashion, to be honest. Same with the Page of Wands, to be fair, but the Knights and the Pages are quite similar in that sense with the fashion sense. It's always a bit extravagant. The color schemes are always a bit off, but for whatever reason, you always pull it off anyway. So there we have it. But I really do get that you give yourself a hard time for it. And there's something here that you are leaving behind, and I feel like it is this mentality that you have to, what is it, hunch in on yourself and be ugly and all of these things on purpose so that other people don't see you. I really do think this mentality of yours, or mine too, I guess, if this is my pile, yikes, is falling down, and it's falling down for good reason too. Again, also with the 2 judgment cards there. But okay, 8 of Swords specifically, giving yourself a hard time, leaving things behind. What else is there? I think the things you've held on to for such a long time, people are kind of surprised by how easily you can let them go of sometimes. So if it's taken you years to do something, it suddenly kind of clicks in your head and it works out in a millisecond, and people get to see that, and they don't see the work that you've put in for however long, and they're impressed by it basically. I feel like you've had enough though of things like, of situations like that, where people don't see what you put behind, or all of the effort you put in basically, and some people think it's effortless, and you're just like, well, no, I did all of this stuff to have this, so could you please recognize the worth in what I'm showcasing and showing basically, in terms of beauty, but also I guess in terms of what is it, principles and what you have internally as well. For some of you, this could also be that people recognize your outward beauty but they don't recognize your inward beauty, and that's what's currently changing, and you're letting go of the fact that your beauty has always been at the forefront, in the sense that what is it, how do you word this, you're not gonna give a fuck basically about that. You're just gonna let that go and be like, you know what, my beauty speaks for itself, and that's fine, that's whatever. But I do need people to realize that I have more than just beauty, and I feel like once you set the intention that people realize that, they will start lining up and doing exactly the thing that you set the intention to. Interesting. What else is there? Beauty you don't see but other people do inside yourself. You've gone through a lot to be where you are currently. People, okay, I don't think people see the struggle you've gone through, whether or not it has been to do with beauty, so plastic surgery, things like that, blah blah blah. But I feel like you've gone through some really tough situations here, and you've remained beautiful on the inside as well. So your beauty from the inside kind of radiates outside, because obviously the halo effect, like if you're beautiful on the inside, if you're kind to people, if you're kind to yourself, obviously not to the extent where other people take advantage of you, but with that, if they take advantage of you, that speaks more about them, not you. Just, you know, obviously healthy boundaries are necessary, especially when energy vampires are concerned. But that being said, I feel like people expect you to be a certain way and you're actually a different way. So the whole thing with the repression at the beginning, maybe you've been really shy, especially with Ten of Swords here, and the High Priestess, very reticent, is that the word? Taciturn, keeping to yourself in the back, slightly hiding, slightly shy, I guess, with these as well. Again, Scorpio energy here with the Death card, just giving me a lot of watery vibes, not gonna lie, but yeah, someone who's a bit closed off but beautiful and mysterious, and you're just in the darkness there, especially with these two as well. The imagery is giving me similar vibes, but people don't see what you've gone through in the past, because you project an image of for some of you, innocence with the Knight of Wands here. Yes, Wands. And it could be a bit creepy basically, because you project an air of slight innocence, of darkness, of mystery, which is really strange to people, because they expect you to be one way but you are actually another way, or the way you present yourself anyway. So I think there's a dichotomy there of how that works itself out, but they still find you beautiful. They just don't understand anything you've gone through in the, oh, I mean, fair play, first glances, things like that. Of course no one's gonna know what you've been through, but it's not written on your face basically. So whatever troubles you have been in the past, you still look fresh and what do you call it, innocent. I don't want to say young, because I wouldn't, that's not the word, but it just, you look very innocent, and it's a bit disconcerting. It's just strange, like, why do you look so innocent? Very unassuming, very innocent, very just nonchalant, non-caring, those kinds of vibes. Like, you don't even want to be there, you don't even want to be recognized for your beauty sometimes, but people see it regardless. But they get an image of you in their heads first and foremost, like you'll be the beauty queen, or the rude person, or the resting what do you call it, resting bee face and things like that, and then you turn out to be an entirely different individual. So you've maintained your softness, is what I'm trying to say basically. And it obviously, if your face shows beauty queen slash queen bee, that kind of and by bee I really mean, you know, the other B word, the resting B word, rather than B. But I'm getting tongue tied here. But okay, let me think this through. people just have one image of you. You're an entirely different person. You kind of shock them with your beauty, and they end up in pieces at the bottom here, just like that. You do give off very innocent vibes, but you also overthink your beauty here. And I feel like you are slightly repressed, but you're getting out of that. You're getting out of your comfort zone, basically, and you're doing that on purpose right now. And I feel like you'll be mopping the floor with your enemies at some point. I'm not even gonna lie. Or people who misjudged you before, again with the two judgment cards, they misjudged you, things like that. They will be getting their just desserts, in the sense that they'll be able to watch you, and you're going to glow, and you're going to grow out of the repression that you have put yourself under, this little box that you've been in, the little shy character you've been playing. And that's gonna be quite soon. I feel like you are gonna embody your full potential, your full power, full beauty, that kind of thing. And by that I really mean just believing in yourself fully, because once you're confident, that's your ultimate power. That's beauty. It's not, it has nothing to do with your, well, I mean it does, I guess, physical beauty, but you see how some people are overly cocky and they have nothing to offer, and then you see those people who are what do you call it, who have absolutely everything to offer, and they're seriously good at what they do, but for whatever reason they're just really shy, to the point where it's not even humble, it's just disgusting. Slightly, I kind of fit into that sometimes a bit, but most of it is because of what do you call it, self-doubt, to the, well, that's not self-doubt, but Eight of Swords definitely is self-doubt. To the point of like, it's not nice, it makes you unattractive. And I say this with love, and I say this to myself too, because I have been through that, but or still am, but I'm still shedding that kind of mentality myself as well. But yeah, confidence basically is key here, and I feel like you are growing into more confidence in yourself, so the beauty is shining from within, and it's what is it, haloing out, well, you know, the halo effect kind of thing, but where people actually perceive you as more beautiful because you are being kind, or because you are nice to them, and things like that. But yeah, the beauty you don't see in yourself is actually growing passionately and fervently, especially with the two judgment cards as well. And people know that, people do see that, people respect that. They may not see all of the work you've done to maintain your innocence or to maintain your kindness, but they definitely do see the physical beauty. So it's a bit shocking when you get to actually, when they finally get to know you on a personal level, I think, because they realize how much more beautiful you actually are, besides the physical beauty that you possess, even if you are slightly repressed. I hope that made sense. Oh my god, it's 27 minutes have passed, so wow, long reading, but I hope that was okay. I hope it was a bit of a pep talk, or it shed light on something that you didn't know about yourself. But please feel free to stick around. This is it. Feel free to check out more readings, and I'm gonna see you either in the next one or the previous one. But yeah, bye. Pile 2, you have chosen the world. And here, with the beauty that you don't see but other people do, I have a feeling that maybe your beauty has been slow coming. It's been a long venture. Or some of you actually are very confident in your beauty, and you know what's coming, and you're just you're like full of options, and you're constantly picking things for yourself, because she has the two ones here, and she's just looking very sensual. She's giving me those come hither eyes. That's the vibe I'm getting here. But also the green dress she's wearing is actually really pretty. So some of you could be Capricorns, Tauruses, or also Virgos. It's giving me earthy vibes with the tortoise, not gonna lie. So, oh, is it a turtle? I think it's a tortoise because it's on land, but yeah, okay, the world. International beauty standards that you fit with the world here, on a physical level. Have been through a lot, and now you're showcasing your true power as well with the world, because this is about cycle completion and things like that. So growing pains as well, actually. Some of you may have really long blonde hair, or just long hair in general. For those of you that don't have hair, this is obviously, it could be wigs, to be fair, but whatever it is, I don't know, the hair is important. Or if it's nothing to do with hair, maybe you just like to wear really long drapey materials. Okay. First cards we have are from the Valentina Tarot, and we have the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, Okie dokie. And the Ace of Pentacles. More earth energy. Again, it's giving me very stable vibes. So the beauty you don't see in yourself is that you're extremely lucky, potent, prominent, visible as well, but in a very stable manner. So wherever you go, beauty will always be there for you, basically. Beauty surrounds you. You are beauty, and you attract more beauty, basically. But you also attract monetary abundance. So some of you could be working in the fashion industry, whatever, I don't even know, blogger, a creative person, a model, you know, all the ins and the outs kind of thing. So yeah, if that's not the case, maybe you work with money, maybe you're just incredibly prosperous. But yeah, it's very visible to people how beautiful you are. It shows, it's shown on your face, but also in the garments you adorn yourself with. And it's obvious that you have money because of the way you dress yourself. The dress sense you have is very materialistic, very otherworldly, but in a very what do you call, oh my god, how many times am I gonna say very? Okay, your fashion sense is obvious, it's fruitful, and very visible. Again with the very. Okay. Some of you want to be models, perhaps, or you want to be paid for the beautiful things you put out into the world. For some of you, that doesn't even mean your own beauty, but maybe photography or the actual work you put out into the world, basically, needs to be seen, and you want to be paid for it or rewarded for it. And I feel like that's also coming. Everything in due time with the world card here as well. So yeah, payments are coming to you though. Ace of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles, and then the world as well. That's rich bitch energy, basically. Some of you may have black hair, or you might have white streaks in your hair and it actually suits you. Some people may also have raccoon hair, and that is really pretty and it suits them. I don't know, man. I wanted raccoon hair for a while, and I was never gonna go for it because I don't feel like bleaching my hair or anything like that. Oh yeah, anyway, I mean, I have done it before, but meh, I hated it. Other people didn't. But yeah, for some people here, maybe you actually hate the way your hair looks, but other people love it. Like, they actually really adore it. And all of the judgments you put on your hair, on your physical, you know, belongings as well, people would wish to be in your shoes. So maybe some gratefulness is necessary here as well. But I mean, to be fair, I do feel like you are pretty grateful for what you have, because it does seem like from these cards alone you have it together. Like, financially speaking, you do. Even if you don't believe it, other people think you do, because the way you dress yourself screams, I am, you know, I am what do you call it, financially abundant and things like that. Basically, you look like the it person in terms of the way you present yourself to people. It looks like you have a money tree going for you and you know how to shake it. Next cards we have are from the Serpieri Tarot, and we have the Page of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Again, so much money coming to this pile. It does seem like you have the funds. You have the funds to support yourself and to support other people too if you really wanted to. With the wheel and also the freaking world, and then also the two pentacle cards there. But yeah, Page of Wands. The pages and also the knight as well. Of Wands specifically, fashionistas, quite frankly. Is that even, what's the male version of a fashionista? But yeah, well, obviously this one isn't that much. There's not really any clothing here. But in usual senses, the pages and the, what do you call it? Oh my god, I forgot the word. And the knights of the one suits are very what they dress very well, basically, for what they are, especially because they're meant to be charlatans and pages and knights, so lowly class and things like that. But yeah, the way you dress is important here. The image you present to the outside world is very important, and you choose how to present that, obviously. So you have the opportunity to showcase whatever you want, and for the most part, I feel like you keep up with fashion trends, with things like that. There's just a lot here about keeping up with the entire world. So being on social media may be important here for you as well, but also, I don't know, I feel like you are the beauty standard for some of you here, and you know how to work that to your advantage. You know how to showcase it correctly, and you also know how to trust that no matter what happens, if there are new beauty standards, you'll be able to pull anything off, basically, with the Page of Wands, because this is very inquisitive energy. It's curious. You're someone who follows their passions. At the beginning stages as well, the pages are just, well, they're full of life. They know how to bring the party to other people. Okay, beauty you don't see about yourself, but other people do. Some of you may have really good cutting skills. I don't really know. There's a knife on his what do you call it, belt, I guess. And some of you may be really good at cutting hair, or chopping veggies. I don't really know. Maybe taking care of your body, of your physical body. People notice that a lot about you if you do. Beauty you don't see that other people do. With the pages of For some of you, you might not see how connected you are to the spiritual world, to the ethereal planes rather, I guess. Some people may only see you for the beautiful stuff that you provide the world in a physical sense, but they may not see, or you may not see, sorry, how abundant you are in other areas of life other than your beauty and your physical abundance in terms of monetary, financial stuff. So I feel like you have more to offer the world than just your finances and also your physical beauty. And people do see that about you, but you make it, well, I don't know, I feel like you make beauty the center of your, not personality per se, but it is an important facet of you, basically. And you focus a lot on the beauty, physical beauty. Or maybe people project that you do, to be honest, for some people here. Maybe your beauty has always been in the way of things and people have not seen how awesome you are in other ways besides the beauty part. Interesting. But the wheels are turning, the cogs are constantly churning as well, so the world will see more than just your beauty. But as of right now, I feel like your beauty is at the forefront of everything. So some of you could be on the covers of magazines, things like that, or that's what you're currently manifesting as well. So for your beauty to actually be seen in a worldly stage presence, that kind of thing. So you may be manifesting a worldly presence as well. More presents for some of you as well. Beauty products, things like that. This is very literal here. The first part was slightly figurative and more on the internal part, well, also on the external too, but this is literally materialistic and physical beauty that you do see, but also people see more than you do. I think you're quite confident in yourself and it shows to people, and that's one of the best ways to be honest. Or at least I hope you're confident, but this does give, it does scream confident vibes. Well, scream is a bit of a big word there. It doesn't need to scream anything, but it does show very stable, beautiful, gorgeous vibes in a materialistic way as well. So, yeah. Last cards we have are from the Tarot Baubi, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. Damn. Six of Wands. Oh my god. And the Star. Again, with the beauty being showcased to the entire world. And your riches again. Yeah, your beauty is here to stay in a very physical way. I do feel like with the Queen of Pentacles as well. I don't know, man. You're very visible. You're in the spotlight here, especially with the Star. So your presence may be very heavy online. And you are known for your beauty. So some of you may not be on the covers of magazines yet, but you certainly have your online presence sorted out and you have the following basically. But this is meant to be a reading on the beauty in you that you don't see but other people see, but I do feel like you see your own beauty. And other people definitely see your own beauty as well. People admire you for your beauty as well, and people definitely admire you for your financial or at least if you're not like super duper rich, which I think you may be here, especially with the Six of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles here. I mean, everything else really, Jesus. You may be coming into money, but also you present yourself like you do have money. So even if you don't have money or you don't feel like you have all of the, the riches that you think you should have as of right now, you definitely present yourself as someone who does have the money, who does have the pizzazz, but also just the physical abundance in general. You are someone who is incredibly lucky, and even if you don't feel like it, well, these cards say that you are lucky, so I'm gonna believe them. And you can choose what to believe as well, to be honest. But yeah. Wherever you go, there is success for you. People do see you successfully. They see you as the pinnacle, as the epitome of success here. With the Six of Wands and the Star, like, you're constantly in the spotlight. If you don't feel like you're in the spotlight right now, you may be manifesting that for yourself in the coming, I was gonna say days, but I really, also weeks. I'm not really sure for how long, obviously, but this is long-term energy. It's tangible energy as well, the Ten of Pentacles and all of the other pentacles, basically. I think people wish to touch you as well, not in a weird way, but in the sense that if you are online, people wish to see you, to meet you, to actually physically experience your presence rather than just online. Okay, the beauty that you don't see but other people see. Some of you may not see how successful you actually are already. So you may be giving yourself shit and being like, I'm not rich enough, I am not pretty enough, I am not this and that and whatever. Whereas in actual fact, you are. Because I feel like I was giving a lot of precautions about being rich and then being like, well, if you're not rich now, you will be later. Some of you are actually not seeing how abundant you actually are right now. Or there's some kind of doubt. I do get that there are a bunch of you here who are incredibly confident, but I think that confidence slightly wavers in terms of, with the Page of Wands specifically as well, because it is a page. Sometimes it wavers and maybe you doubt what you have and whether or not you can have more. And I really do feel like you can have more, basically. Again, though, the wheel always will turn, but for the most part, I really do feel like you already know about how beautiful you are, and you don't really need to hear it from me. But for some of you, maybe you don't get enough compliments, because when you're like super duper beautiful and things like that, people are less likely to compliment you because they feel like you already get enough. And that's how really pretty people don't get compliments at all, which is just funny. But to be honest, with self-validation and things like that, honestly, like, if you have it, you have it. You gotta know, like, yes, outside blah, 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 other validation and outside validation and things like that from other people helps, but at the same time, I do feel like you are aware of how beautiful you are, and you don't necessarily need to hear it from other people. But if that's what you want to hear from other people, it will be coming towards you, basically, because it is seen. So even if they don't say anything about it, they know, and you know too that they know, basically, that you are beautiful from the inside out, but especially on the outside. Especially monetarily as well. You are a gem, quite frankly. So also, please be careful with people who are only with you for your money or for your actual physical beauty and, you know, being arm candy and things like that, because people need to be with you for, you know, for more than you offer physically, and also based on looks. But yeah, the way you put outfits together is really beautiful as well with these ones, because she's just mixing fire and water there in the star, and also the pots have flowers on them. They're really cute. So I feel like the patterns you wear, what you choose to adorn yourself with, is key here. It's very almost summery, or at least from this card anyway. But yeah, I do feel like you brighten people's days, or you equalize energy as well. To be honest, you make people's lives better in that sense, because you're a breath of fresh air. And yeah, that's really it. You're a breath of fresh air, a beautiful breath of fresh air. But yeah, this is it. So thank you for being here. If this resonated, feel free to what is it called, like, comment, share, blah blah. No, well, sharing is a bit far away, but whatever. In any case, please stay present. And see you in the next one. That's it. Pile 3, you have chosen the Empress here. And the beauty that you don't see but other people do see is that, well, to be honest, quite frankly, I really feel like every single pile has been extremely gorgeous on the outside and the inside too, but more so on the outside. And this kind of keeps, it's the same for you too, basically. But there is an angel that's holding a white, I believe that's a lily, but I could be wrong, but I don't remember what that is either. So I think your beauty, oh my god, well, you may have been drawn to pile 1 as well. I don't know, because I did speak about the halo effect, and this does look like an angel, to be honest. That's on the Empress's thing with the flower there. So being kind, generous, you know, beautiful from the outside in, sorry, from the inside out, actually attracts more people towards you because you are beautiful from the inside out. Please be careful, obviously, from energy vampires and things like that. So again, discerning who is for you and things like that. Whoa, yeah. If you came from Pile 1, this is it. If you didn't, you may want to check it out in that sense. But yeah, I think you are physically very beautiful. The way you carry yourself it's just, it's slightly regal here with the Empress. There's passion, but there's also a lot of grounded power here, basically, is what I'm getting. Some of you may be mothers or fathers, I guess, but you do embody your divine feminine very well, like in a very, very beautiful manner. And it's structured and also protected and admired, heavily admired from people, also heavily admired from spiritual guides and also angels, I guess, if you do believe in those kinds of things. I don't know if I do, but for those that do, I genuinely do feel like you are protected heavily, but also your beauty stems from the inside, and you're attracting more positivity from other realms too. Some of you may be also fairy-like in your beauty in that sense, also slightly away with the fairies sometimes. And people find that attractive as well, because when you're daydreaming and you're not paying attention to them or whatever, you're not really present in this current reality because you're daydreaming, they do find they find you to be incredibly attractive either way, basically, and they love staring at your face. Or just not ogling you, because that sounds really ugh, but they do love fantasizing about you in a very soft and innocent way, angelic almost. But it's just, you know, when someone's like smitten and in love, I do feel like you give off this kind of effect on other people, so they do fall in love with you quite easily, basically. There's just a softness about you that attracts people, basically, which makes sense. But it's a grounded kind of softness, so it's not the type of softness where other people can take advantage of. That's what I'm getting from this card anyway, so let's see what the next have to say. But the first ones are from the Valentina Tarot, and we have Strength and Justice. Okay, more major arcana. Lovely stuff, beautiful stuff too. Your bum may be important here, so someone may have dimples on their back as well. Oh, cogs turning, things like that on the back of this person thing with the Justice card. What else is there really? Your brains are just as important as your beauty. I mean, I know they're not really in the head or in the brain here, but that's what I'm getting with this one. Especially with the scales on top as well. Someone might have really gorgeous, either blonde or brownie blonde. What do you even call that? Strawberry type of hair. Yeah, curly hair, long hair. I don't really know. Short hair. You know, whatever. The hair is hair, but it's gorgeous, basically. Again, with Strength, it might be an important mane that you have. So yeah, your hair speaks volumes. Literally, I guess. Voluminous hair for some people there. Actually, good point, especially with the Empress as well. So a lot of volume in the hair, and it's gorgeous, and it actually really suits you. And people do talk about it too behind your back, about its beauty, not negative things, but you know. Okay, beauty that you are not aware of, but well, you don't see, rather. Maybe because you choose not to see. With the Justice card, it is turned backwards, so we see the back of Justice here, not the Four. So, and same with the Empress. I mean, her face is facing here, but like she is also facing backwards. So I feel like a lot of compliments you get are not to your face. So some of you here could be incredibly beautiful to the point where people don't actually compliment you, which in itself is a compliment, but it doesn't feel like it at all. Interesting. But again, as I said in Pio 2 with this one, you gotta self-validate. Like, your validation from other people, yes, it's necessary, and it is actually healthy. I didn't say that in Pio 2, but the self-validation is key. Like, and I think you have it on the path. Is that even a sentence? What is that? Like, you have it in the belt, under the belt, whatever you want to call it, really. On the path. What the hell is that? Okay. I think you don't see how stoic you can be. So sometimes when you fantasize, you may become very still. I mean, obviously, I guess for most people, but the way you present yourself is very calm, and that makes other people really like you because they feel like they can be calm in your own energy. So I feel like you actually make people feel very tranquil and in tune with the present moment. Yeah. There's a softness about you that is obvious to other people, basically. And they love to see more of it. They love to experience it. They love to actually feel it as well. So I feel like anytime you enter a room, you bring a quietness which is slightly ethereal in nature, but it's not negative quietness, it's not shyness, it's just you know your place, you know your worth, and you don't have to scream anything to any person. Like you could literally be in a room and you could your back could be facing everyone, but they're still going to know that you are absolutely beautiful and that your presence it sings. And it's not joy that it sings, but it's presence in itself. Like it's powerful, it's potent. Basically, I don't really know how to explain this, but hmm. Basically, you don't have to say a word. You can be turned with your back, and people are still gonna pay attention to you. They're still gonna want to know what you're gonna what you were going to do next, basically. And I think it's taking you time to cultivate this kind of poise with strength as well. Interesting. Some of you may have facial scarring or acne or something like that because the way the line is there, but you've tamed it really well, or you've cleaned it up really well, or maybe it's still present and things like that, but people still feel like you're absolutely gorgeous exactly the way you are. Some of you may have people who actually want to touch your hair and braid your hair and things like that. That could be a bit weird, but there's something about your hair that people literally adore. Next cards we have are from the Serpieri Tarot, and we have the Ten of Cups and the Moon. Okay, again, ethereal vibes, happiness, bliss. Yeah, this is what I mean. You bring bliss to every room you enter. Like, that's just your energy. You are a blissful presence. So please protect yourself in the sense that don't give your energy to absolutely everyone. Because you deserve peace as well, obviously. So don't surround yourself with people who will eat all your energy. But obviously you guys know how to be discerning and stuff like that, so I know that you already protect yourself, not in a very overprotective way, but you know, a what is it, a modicum of protection, or personal protection anyway. But I do feel like your energy speaks of protection in itself because it's just very grounded and blissful. That's what I'm getting. Pure utter bliss. With the Ten of Cups as well, it's like your beauty is coming down from the heavens. Oh well, is this the heavens? I do feel like it is the heavens. It could be a mountain, but I do feel like it's the sky and all of that jazz. It's just heavenly, beautiful, gorgeous, but like very light kind of beauty that's not overpowering, or it's not evil, and it's not, what do you even call it? It's not tempting and enticing in a way that is just brash and like I wanna fuck you vibes kind of thing. It's just, there's a softness to it that I just can't explain, basically, but it's regal and it's present. Those are the words I have for you. Some of you may actually have blonde hair as well, because that keeps repeating itself through the cards in different decks. So yeah, with the moon, some of you may have a Cancer moon here, or at least a water moon. That's what I'm getting here for some people. If you don't, that's okay, but also, you know, whatever. Or Pisces, I guess, but I am getting watery vibes here as well. Same with Pile 1, slightly different cards obviously, but again with the watery vibes. So absolutely weird, but some people want to see you come. Me, I don't know. Take that as it resonates, and if it doesn't, please throw it away. But yeah, it's just the moon gives me milky vibes, and then obviously the trickles of water over here is just interesting. Some of you may actually love to wear leg warmers, or the fashion sense in the 80s slash was it the 70s? What is it, leotards and things like that. The oh my god, what do you call it, all of those workout videos and things like that. Oh my god, I live for those generations and the fashion sense there. But some of you may actually enjoy that, or you may wear a lot of white as well. So purity again is definitely something of value here. I feel like you are pure and people want to preserve your purity, but also you preserve your purity really well. And I don't mean purity in the sense of what is it called, virginity or anything like that. I mean, if you are that, then you are. But I mean purity in the sense of, well, I don't know what I mean, but you're a beauty to be reckoned with, but like not in a I'll fight for you kind of way. It's just in a I just am who I am, and that's it. There's no fight here. It's a clear boundary, and you're just gonna admire it. Like other people are just gonna admire it. That's what people want to do here, to admire you. Very justly too. Like there's no fight here. It's equal on every side. Even your freaking enemies adore the way you look, basically the beauty you hold within you. And it's not just physical beauty with this pile, it's the internal gorgeous blissful beauty, which other people just, they can't help but be drawn to. So again, please be careful of the people you surround yourself, especially with the moon here, because you deserve peace again. But yeah, okay, last cards we have are from the Tarot Balbi, and we have the World. Pile 2 have this card, so I don't know. Two of Pentacles, and the King of Cups, again with the watery vibes here. Okie dokie. Beauty you don't see but other people do. You may flip between emotions here with the Two of Coins. Sometimes you may be aware that you're absolutely stunning, and then other times you're just kind of doubting yourself. Not hardcore, but I do feel, well, you may enter some kind of emotional state where you close yourself off from people and you don't see people enough, especially with Justice and the World here as well. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe. I feel like some of you could be loners in the sense that you choose to be alone, you choose to be by yourself, and you choose to enjoy your own company. And I think actually people adore that about you, that you can stand on your own. You cannot you don't need to face them constantly, you don't need to be in battles, you pick your battles wisely basically here. But again, with this figure as well, she's also looking away. I think most of the time, and with the Ten of Cups too, well, sorry, the Empress is looking towards, I guess so. But again, her back is still facing, so I'm just gonna include that there. But it's the way you hold yourself. You don't need to look at people to know that you are gorgeous, basically. You don't need an external validation. Yes, external validation is really lovely, but you don't need it. I think you can go as you please. You can go wherever you want, and you will be accepted for who you are. And for those of you that want to dispute that, well, no. Like, look at that finger, the way she's holding it here. Just wait and listen, just wait and see. Everything happens for a reason as well. So I really do feel like you'll be accepted wherever you go, and part of it is because of the beauty you have inside you, not outside of you. Like, yeah, outside beauty is gorgeous and all of that jazz, but it doesn't help in every single situation. You gotta have some brains and also some empathy and other things that I feel like you personally possess, basically. I mean, so does every other person in this world, but obviously capacity and to what degree is completely different. But yeah, I do sense a lot of emotional intelligence with this pile in general, especially with the King of Cups as well. Although, I mean, all of it really. There's a lot of emotional intelligence. I feel like you've worked on your emotions quite a lot here, especially with the Moon and the Ten of Cups, to be able to be where you are right now. So some of you have been, what is it called? You've been present for a long time. Sorry, that's a weird way to say you're old. That's not what I mean either. But you know, you've had time to cultivate internal beauty as well as external beauty, basically. And to be honest, sometimes that doesn't even take that much time. It really depends on what journey you are on. But the more you take on personal work to do and then heal and all of that jazz, the more beautiful I feel like you become in general. Because self-awareness is honestly, it's everything in this life. And for some people that feels like a burden, it feels like a chore, it feels like a what do you even call it, like a branding as well, of some kind of of being a bit of an outcast, maybe with the Two of Pentacles especially, and the World, I guess. But it does help in the end. I think, again, with the waiting period here, just wait and see. I feel like you will be accepted. No matter what happens, every door will open for you. And if there are doors that are closing in your face, that's okay for now, because you're going to make other doors open for you. I like, honestly, your energy speaks for itself. It's very grounding, it's very calm. Even if you don't feel calm, the energy you bring to every room, it just feels so peaceful, but also like you have your stuff together on every level, especially on the what do you call it, in the spiritual sense, or the 5D 4D, whatever, really. But that's where things come from in the first place anyway. Some of you could be starseeds with this one, I do have to say. And you may operate from emotions. You may trust your gut a lot, because you are in tune. I do feel like there's more in tune vibes with spirituality here, and it showcases in the 3D world as well, especially with the these two, with the, what do you call it, the World and Justice. It showcases in the actual real world. So some of you have been here for a long time, or you've been through a lot of strenuous stuff, but look at who you've grown into. Again, you are the Empress, or the King of Cups, again, if you resonate as actually being a man in real life, or you know, identify as one, whatever. But your feminine energy, it's genuinely, it's blissful. The way you attract things to you, it's genuinely beautiful, basically. And people do notice that. I do feel like you are lucky in some sense or another. Maybe not as lucky as Pile 2 in the materialistic way, but I feel like things work out in the perfect way for you, especially where your emotions and how you feel, well, emotions, I guess, are concerned. Because there's something about you bringing more peace to the world, just the way you are. Like, your presence is very peaceful, and it brings peace. And I think it's very solid as well, especially with Strength and the Empress. So yeah, the signs here I'm getting are very earthy and watery, but you could be whatever, to be honest. But as of right now, you're definitely what do you call it, radiating and emanating energy that is peaceful, grounded, and definitely blissful as well. I hope that has been enlightening. This is what I have for you. Feel free to comment if it resonated, and also please like, and also, you know, subscribe, be present. That's it. And I'll see you in the next one or the previous one. So yeah, bye, stay safe.